Hey, this is Larry Janeski from Basement Systems. You know, in the 30 years that I've been in the basement waterproofing business, sometimes you hear people say, gee, I wish we could prevent the water from coming into the basement in the first place by draining it away outside. And some contractors have said, you know, we'll offer a solution that involves an exterior drain system. Well, these kinds of drain systems typically are 10 inches, 15 inches deep is all on the outside of the foundation, and they don't capture all the water that's responsible for leaking into your basement. For example, in this home, we have an overhang here, and if we put a drain just 10 inches deep right on the outside of the foundation with gravel to the top, well, what about all the water in the yard that goes down through the backfill and saturates the soil, causing your basement to leak? It doesn't capture that water. And what about having that drain in an unbroken loop all the way around the foundation? We can see here that the entire back of the house has a patio and an in-ground pool and a barbecue. There's just no way you'd be able to put a drain along the back of the house, and the back of this foundation does leak. Over here we have an air conditioner, a propane tank, and foundation plantings that are in the way of an exterior drain being installed. Over here we have a concrete porch, we have a concrete patio, we have more air conditioners, and we have a shed all in the way of an exterior footing drain being installed to protect this basement. There are three ways water can enter your basement. Through the walls. Now there's different types of walls. A poured concrete wall like this could have a crack in it, it will have form ties in it, and pipe penetrations, all which can leak. There are block walls which are very porous and hollow, and they leak fairly readily. And then there's stone walls which also leak pretty easily. The second way water can get into your basement is through the floor wall joint. Now they pour the floor up to the walls, and the floor shrinks, the concrete shrinks when it cures, which is normal, and that leaves a straight man-made crack at the floor wall joint, and that can leak. And the third way is the floor cracks in your floor could leak with water coming up underneath the floor. It's not hard to understand that by installing an exterior drainage system to keep your basement dry, that drainage system would have to be all the way down to the bottom of the footing level outside, and it would have to be around the complete perimeter of your foundation unbroken. Then there's the issue of where does that water drain to? And what is the warranty on a shallow exterior drainage system? To my knowledge, no one has ever offered a dry basement warranty with such a system. You know, some think that, well, if I take an exterior drain approach and dig down to the bottom of the footing, I can waterproof my basement from the outside and keep the water from coming in the first place. Well, as you can see, with all these obstacles, it's just impossible. And you would have a trench that you're standing down in the bottom of the trench along the foundation, looking up where the grass used to be. And all that dirt from that excavation is on the rest of your property. The whole place is just wrecked. I mean, sometimes the neighbors are close, it's just impossible to do. You got to think about underground gas lines and electric lines and other utilities that you may hit. And then you got to think about, even if I did dig a drain down to the bottom of the foundation, where's the water go? If you don't have a pitch on your property, significant pitch, you need a sump pump in any case. And we've already talked about the problems associated with gravity drains clogging from tree roots and silt and sediment and so forth. So preventing the water from coming in on an existing home is not a strategy that will serve you. And if we look at the house next door, we have the same issues. We have a driveway, we have a stone wall, we have foundation plantings, we have a front concrete porch, we have an air conditioner, sidewalks, deck in the back. You know, if you want to try to prevent the water from coming into your basement, to try to keep your basement dry, that is a lot of expense, and there'll be a tremendous restoration project to restore everything that has to be disturbed to put an exterior drainage system around the perimeter of your home. We can get your basement reliably dry, as we have for hundreds of thousands of other basements, without all that disruption.